Welcome back, Montreal Bureau. Wiseman, editor of the Suburban, with my good friends and colleagues, Anthony Bonaparte, features editor, Mark Lidbetter, sports editor, and right now I'm turning it over to Mike Cohen with everything you need to know about entertainment and society news.
Well, that was Jordan Sugar's new single called Feel the Rush. It's fantastic. Jordan is a 20-year-old singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist on the rise. And she joins me now. Jordan, welcome to the Suburban Radio Hour on CJAD.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you. And first of all, tell us about this new song and how you put it all together.
Yeah, so this song was done in about an hour. I wrote the lyrics and the melody very quickly. There's a little reference of New York in there. It's any big city, but definitely New York as the theme. New York and Vegas, but because it was for a New York event, New York. So New York, happy, fun, song, laughter, you name it, anything that makes somebody happy. The song was written, and then production later on was back and forth, and we came out with this song.
Jordan, you've done, I think, 8 original songs now on your own?
Eight original songs and 1 remix.
Okay, so you're really on the move. So you performed, of course, you performed at a lot of big shows. You know, maybe the biggest one was last summer at Strangers in the Night, when you got to spend 45 minutes talking to Gloria Gaynor, an icon in the business. You're out and about. I've had you visit some of our schools. There's more to come. You're out in the community. You're doing a lot of media. So what's the future for Jordan Sugar?
Expect a lot more songs, a lot more performances. Yeah, you're gonna hear my name a lot. So there's just a lot going on. And so, yeah, just expect more music, more shows, merch, tours soon. And, I'm just super excited for the future, really.
And for our listeners, Jordan Sugar is your real name.
Yes, it is. Both my stage and real name. So yes.
You got lucky. You got a real catchy real name. A lot of people would switch their name and say, "Hey, Sugar."
Yeah, people would. I was very lucky, and I think that, I just think that it was just very lucky. There's not much else to say with that.
Well, people could go to the Suburban On Air on our website, go to Cohen Confidential, and watch my full interview with Jordan. That's on our website. Jordan, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
All right. It was great having Jordan Sugar with us as our guest on the show this week. So just some other highlights, Beryl, on the entertainment scene. The Montreal premiere of Hotel Silence will take place on March 26th at the Théâtre Outremont in the presence of the entire cast and crew. It's an amazing movie. I saw it last week. I got a sneak peek. It's going to have its genuine release on March 29th. The storyline revolves around Jean, who at the age of 52 is divorced and depressed, and he decides to set off on a one-way journey of no return to a country destroyed by war. I've interviewed Leah Poole, the director, producer, and you can read my review on my entertainment notebook. Just go to blogs on our website and then Cohen in the City. Good news, a Waitress. Now, just for laughs, of course, it went out of business, at least for now. It's under bankruptcy. They hope to come back in a year or so. But they were producing the French version of Waitress at the Espace Saint-Denis. And there was a lot of anticipation, a lot of rehearsals, a lot of work being done. And that was canceled. But another group called Comedy Ha has stepped up and rescued the show. And it will indeed proceed June 22nd. And July 14th at Espace Saint-Denis, Marie-Yves Janvier in the lead role. It's based on the 2007 film, which was adapted for the stage on Broadway in 2016. I saw it on Broadway. Amazing play. I saw the movie. Fantastic. Stolen Time, Helen Kladowski's riveting feature-length documentary, co-produced by Intuitive Pictures and then the NFB. It's open to cinemas across Canada. I reviewed the film for the Suburban last November. It's a compelling call for justice It follows the charismatic elder rights lawyer Melissa Miller as she takes on the corporate for profit nursing home industry, an industry notorious for its lack of transparency and accountability. You could see it at Cinema de Parc. It brings you back to COVID when there was some real nightmares going on the nursing scene. The Montreal Natanjali Dance Festival, it's set for Saturday, March 30th at College Ahunsik. There's no charge. It looks like a fantastic program. Very exciting. So check it out. And coming up in my Wednesday column in the Suburban, I'm going to showcase a 100-year-old bowler who celebrated her big birthday at Laurentian Lanes. I was there. I got to meet her and her family. Spoke to owner Howard Grunman, and I have a little video too to share that will be on the Suburban website. So stay tuned very much. And again, check my entertainment notebook out on the blog section of the Suburban under Cohen Confidential. Thank you, Beryl.
Thank you, Mike, for that great report. And now it's time for your Suburban weather report with our great weather specialist. Not only our great weather specialist, Montreal's greatest weather specialist, Stephen Bellina.
Thank you, Beryl. Good evening, Montreal. I'm Stephen Bellina, and this is the Suburban Weather Minute. Spring arrived on Tuesday, and along with it came a strong Arctic boundary that ushered in some of the coldest air this month. Overnight lows dropped down to -9 Celsius by Thursday morning, along with a gusty west wind that produced wind chill values in the minus teens. Quite a shock to the system in what has been otherwise a very mild winter and spring so far. Along with that front came some snowfall, a couple of centimeters on Wednesday. That brought our monthly total up to about 12 centimeters, which is below normal. We were also looking at the cold air persisting into Friday and into the weekend, and some more scattered snow, especially across the southern portions close to the U.S. border. Spring can be a volatile season with cold air streaming south from the poles and warm, moist air moving north from the Gulf of Mexico. The mid-latitudes become the battlefield. We saw over the last week or so a severe weather outbreak in the Midwest that produced 14 tornadoes over 7 states and sadly 3 fatalities. What made it very unusual is how far north they were occurring. In the state of Ohio took a big hit with some very powerful storms. The severe thunderstorms even spread north into southern Ontario. Very unusual this year, but it has been a very unusual winter and spring season. I often get asked at this time of year, can I take my snow tires off? March 15th officially is the day you can do it legally. Should you do it? Probably not. Historically, some big systems have occurred in the month of April. We just have to look at last year when an ice storm produced 39.4 millimeters of freezing rain, knocking out power at over 1 million Quebec homes. I go back to April 2022, 19 centimeters on the 19th. April 27th, 2010, very late in the month, 30 centimeters of snow. April 2007 was a cold month with 61.3 centimeters falling in the entire month. And the big storm, April 3rd to 5th, 1975, produced 30 plus centimeters of snow with strong winds and blizzard conditions that closed highways, knocked out power, and shut schools for 2 days. So yes, storms can still occur. Looking ahead, we're seeing some mild temperatures moving into end the month, but beyond that into April, we could get the odd cold night that could produce some snow. So if you can hold out till April 1st, go ahead and do it. April 15th is probably your best bet. You can always get a weather update at thesuburban.com under the blog tab, the Suburban Weather page. Until next time, I'm Stephen Bellina.
Thanks, Stephen. And coming up next on the Suburban Radio Hour, it's time to check on a local sports scene with Mark Lidbetter. But first, we're off to the CJD Traffic Center.